Welcome to the PowerPoint for Unit 8. We'll wrap up our course with thinking about multicultural education and culturally responsive teaching. What does that mean for your classroom? James Banks is one of the leading researchers in multicultural education. Please read his definition. Education that is multicultural should be for all students, not just minority students. We need to prepare our students to work with diverse populations to be successful in the 21st century. Students must learn about similarities as well as differences in a quest for equity. Students in segregated classrooms need to know about the pluralistic world and their roles in social justice efforts. A multicultural curriculum must include multiple perspectives. It requires looking at historical and contemporary events from the perspective of many groups, both privileged and oppressed. Students who are taught multiculturally learn to think critically about what they are experiencing. Critical thinking challenges the status quo, encourages questioning of the dominant culture, and considers alternative views of the inequities in society. Students should be encouraged to question the validity of information presented in text and other sources. The following should be considered when developing curriculum. Avoid revisionist history and culturally biased history. The entire world has contributed to what and where we are today. Deliberately include a variety of ethnicities, genders, and nationalities when studying scientists, historians, philosophers, authors, politicians, etc. Be deliberate in the selection of instructional methods, being careful to balance individualism and collectivism. Create a thinking curriculum with opportunities for critical thinking and problem solving. Aim for conceptual understanding. Read primary sources in all content areas from different cultures to encourage the development of independent, creative thinkers who search for perspectives and truth and all avenues of gaining knowledge. And finally, the hidden curriculum. The hidden curriculum in a school consists of the unstated norms, values, and beliefs of the school relations and classroom life. It is not taught directly or included in the objectives of the formal curriculum. It has a powerful impact on students and teachers in the organizational structures of the classroom and school, as well as the interactions of students and teachers. There are different levels of integration of multicultural content. Level 1, the contributions approach, focuses on heroes, holidays, and discrete cultural elements, such as food, dances, music, and artifacts. The mainstream curriculum remains unchanged in structure. Discrete cultural elements are discussed, but little attention is given to their meaning and the importance with their ethnic communities. Level 2 is the additive approach. Content, concepts, themes, and perspectives are added to the curriculum without changing its structure. This can be a first step in transformative curriculum reform effort. Level 3, the transformation approach, differs from the first two levels. This approach changes the basic assumptions of the curriculum and helps students to view concepts, issues, themes, and problems from several ethnic perspectives and points of view. And finally, Level 4, the social action approach. Students make decisions on important social issues and take actions to help solve them. The transformation approach is used and added to bring about change. In your classroom, what level are you on? How could you move to the next level? Here are a couple things every teacher can do to make sure what is taught in the classroom is equitable to all. First, serve on curriculum teams to be a culturally sensitive voice, pushing your district, grade level, or content area to do the right thing. This is really getting better as many textbook companies are now producing texts that include multiple perspectives. And 2, become a culturally responsive teacher, demonstrating to colleagues the power of this relevant approach to teaching. Look at this culturally responsive teaching pedagogy. Culturally responsive teaching requires examining sensitive issues and topics, acceptance of diverse viewpoints, and the ability to see experiences from multiple perspectives enhances community trust in teachers. This is something that we can all strive for, no matter what classroom that we're in. The Center for Research on Education, Diversity, and Excellence, or CREED, has 5 standards for working with diverse students. These include teachers and students working together, connecting lessons to students' lives, developing language and literacy skills across the curriculum, engaging students with challenging lessons, and emphasizing dialogue over lecture. If you're doing these things that I just mentioned, the things on this slide and on the previous slide, then you are practicing a culturally responsive pedagogy. We know that building relationships with students are extremely important to their learning. Student and teacher communication is a major aspect of building relationships. However, faulty communication can hinder the learning in a classroom. Problems usually result from misunderstanding cultural cues when the teacher and student are from different cultural backgrounds. Problems can occur when the same words and actions mean something different to the teacher and student. To enhance communication, teachers need to be aware of when there are differences in communication. They can redirect communication to that which is effective with students. At the same time, teachers can help students to interact effectively in situations where they are not comfortable. Remember, we started this course in thinking about what you believed. Teachers need to be aware of their beliefs and prejudices. This awareness will help them become stronger teachers for all students. In Diversity and Motivation, Culturally Responsive Teaching, Lisa Delpit says, and I quote, "We do not see through our eyes or hear through our ears, but through our beliefs." End quote. Many teachers never give serious consideration to who they are, their cultural identity, particularly in relation to their students. It can be helpful to self-analyze your values, your culture, and your views, particularly when they come into conflict with your students or their families. Teachers should also analyze their interactions with students and communities to ensure equality and weed out discrimination. Where do you go from here? It is your responsibility in your classroom to expose your students to many diverse ways of thinking. Remember, you have power to help shape your students' thinking. You can make a difference. You have an awesome responsibility to prepare your students for an ever-changing world, but you have the power to do so. Thank you for your participation in this course. I've really enjoyed working with all of you and hope that you can take something away from the course that will help you become an even better teacher for all of your students. Thanks for listening.